Okay, guys, today we are here with our producer. Jehmal has joined us, so we're just doing a little boys chat.
Yeah, just
a little boys chat.
Yeah, because it was very strange how it evolved, that conversation.
Yeah.
It started from like just us chatting about like our journeys at the moment where we're at, which we didn't really dive into too much, to be fair.
Yeah.
More into Jehmal's. But then we went into a conspiracy dream light.
Yeah, lots of light conspiracies. But a lot of fun one. We had Mac Shane pop in randomly for 2 zingers. And
what did we speak about? I can't remember. We spoke Hollow Moon.
Yeah, Hollow Moon.
Yeah, I dropped an epiphany on Branch Dog.
Yep, I had a big realisation, and it's made me, even right now, you can hear that I feel much better about myself.
Yeah. Got Perth is Okay article came out on me. I forgot to talk about that. Let's just go check that one out.
We talked about manifestation.
Yes. Yeah, huge manifestation
techniques.
Yeah, massive manifestation technique at the end that I am actually going to adopt. That was really cool.
Yeah. But lots of other stuff going on. We've actually been hit up by Lucky Duck Horse Racing Syndicate. So you might have heard us talking about it. We're going to go check out the races on Saturday the 9th.
Yeah.
So
this Saturday.
Yeah, we've been given 5% of a horse. Obviously, gambling isn't the answer, but if you do get in a horse with a bunch of mates, it can be fun. You go to the races. If your horse wins, you get free piss for an hour after.
Yeah.
I used to have 5% of a horse, and it's affordable. But look, they're giving us a share in a horse. They're telling us to come down. So if anyone wants to get on board and do a hard yarns horse, we'll do it.
A whole lot of tash.
Tasha. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But more importantly, we got a big Patreon event called
Friday Footy Funnies.
Friday Footy Funnies.
That is at West Perth Football Club on July 29th. Started about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're going to do a bit of basically what we do at the Camfield, a bit of pre-game entertainment, same game multis.
Yeah, free giveaways at quarter time, half time. It's a really good game. It's Melbourne versus Freo.
Yeah,
so
Freo.
Top of the table clash. So we do all the normal stuff. So giveaways, food eating comps, a bit of banter, and then we're doing basically a stand-up show, which is Branch, me, Buddha, and Wolfie as headline. So all of those that haven't seen Wolfie yet, it's a really good chance, especially if you're a VIP, hard as fuck Patreon. You'll basically get 2 free tickets. So tickets are $20, but if you're the top level tier Patreon, you can get U+1 for free. Yeah. So that's a monthly membership payback right there. Well, 2 months actually.
Yeah. There's an event on Facebook that we've shared. It's got the ticket link. It's in our Instagram bio.
Yeah. If you're second tier, you'll get $10 tickets, so you get half off. So basically the tiers are $5, $10, and $20. So anybody else listening, if you want to come to the night, you're almost better off joining the Patreon.
Yeah.
And you get
a free
two free tickets.
And a T-shirt.
And a shirt. And you get to come to comedy and the game.
It's a really good point.
Yeah. So
it sounds very like strings attached, but it is a very good point. You get a free T-shirt.
Yeah.
And you get free tickets to the show that you're going to pay $20 for anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah. Join the Patreon.
Join
idiots.
The Patreon.
Jesus.
Yeah. So enjoy that, and we'll see you there. Let's get hard.
Let's get hard.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host,
Daniel Jelby.
And Cameron Branch.
I would do this, and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
What I will say about anything that's woke is woke for the sake of woke and diversity for the sake of diversity and all of that bullshit. It's fucked. Diversity for the sake of diversity, and we've said this so many times on the podcast, is not diversity. It's fucking appealing to a woke ideology just to appease the aligned left or the deep left. And actually, I should say that last week we spoke about the left and the right, and we gave the left a lot of shit, but it's just as bad with the right. So I said, like, the people who were screaming out about the vaccines, saying we're yelling at people who would not get vaccinated. We're also the ones who happen to be pro-choice for bodily autonomy with abortions.
We're starting on a light note.
Yeah,
today.
I just want to address the fact that I also think that for the far right. for the fucking idiots who were like, hey, I have the right to choose for the vaccine, but then are all like, no, pro-life, you can't get an abortion. That's just as fucking stupid.
Yeah. And a little quick recap, because I think I found our target audience at Amos Gill.
Oh, yeah?
Fuck, bro. Like, Amos Gill is pretty much a political comedian. He hits all the hardest topics. Fucking hilarious.
Genius, hey?
Corey White opened for him, who's the most political comic in Perth. The guy behind me talked to his girl the full 60 minutes of the show and was yelling shit out, but Amos couldn't hear him. He literally goes, what the fuck is a right wing? Like, he said it as if everyone else didn't understand. He goes, what the fuck is a right wing? What's he talking about? Because Amos was like, the right wing. Then he's like, what the fuck? And I was just like, oh my God, this cunt.
Talking the whole time?
Oh my God, him talking to the girl, and like they're having their own show. So I'm conflicted where I'm like,
Tell him to shut the fuck up.
I can't, because as a comic, I wanted to.
Yeah.
But if I turn around and it starts a bigger commotion,
yeah.
and I'm at Amos's show,
Yeah.
he'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? But it was that bad for everyone around us, this fucking cunt. And like, after the show, I just left because I was going to fucking drop him. But just before I left, because I laugh hell loud,
Yeah.
right? He's like laughing, and he grabs me by the shoulder. He goes, oh man, I'm just laughing at your laugh. Like, it's amazing. And I was like, oh, and he's like, don't you all reckon his laugh? And I was just about to fucking
Drop the
I wanted to turn around and say, mate, I've paid $50 to listen to Amos, not to listen to you two.
Yeah.
Or I was going to turn around and say, hey, can you guys talk out in the foyer?
Yeah.
But whatever I did, I knew it would have caused.
What about just shh?
Yeah.
That works. Works. Works.
Yeah, it goes into that deep-seated neurology when your mom fucks you up when you're in the pantry. That really works, even
In
on
the
big
pantry?
blokes. I'm just personal experience. It's different for everyone, man.
What do you
I
mean?
spent a lot of hours in there. I don't know.
This is our producer, Harry Potter.
You know, I can't keep my hands up the cookie. That song's traumatic for me.
The hands out the cookie jar.
Banger though.
What do you mean you got kept in the pantry?
Oh, I didn't. I just
Okay.
liked Harry Potter. Okay, and it was a role play thing. She thought I was weird, but I blame her.
Yeah.
You deal with this stuff a lot because you do
Well,
work.
being locked in a pantry. What do you mean?
People who talk at comedy shows.
yeah.
You basically produce the shows at Comedy Lounge. And,
Yes.
is that what your title is? Producer? I don't know what your
No, light
it's
tech,
lighting,
right? Or
lighting
tech.
tech, but he does all the
Sound tech, light tech.
Technically, I'm the supervisor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause you
but-
sort of just run you even do the video stuff a bit as well, hey?
Yeah, I did more
Switching?
of it. Yeah. I still switch, but they've got a new film guy now. So I used to switch, do the audio and the lights at the same time.
As we say that, he's literally got his finger on the R switcher. I can't concentrate because I'm thinking, how is he doing this?
He's a genius.
Knowing when to switch.
He knows
onto-
when he talks,
Yeah.
cue, he just
There we
There we
presses
go. Magic.
and then he does that. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so you'd have to deal with that. And I've always found a good old shh aggressively
Yeah.
works.
But I didn't want to.
Of all things.
I didn't want it to kick off.
Yeah.
Again. I didn't want to be the cause that derailed Amos's show because it was fucking funny, man. It was so funny. But like the people I was with, they were like, man, I was just listening half to them and half to Amos. But Amos's shit was fucking
What they
phenomenal.
need is Amy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's a notoriously good shusher.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. See, this is
Santiago?
just... Mate, I'm just very good. Yeah, Amy Santiago. I'm just good. See, this is why I should be hosting a Brooklyn Nine-Nine quiz.
Yeah.
I'm hosting
Wow,
Delby's office quiz tonight.
True.
And he he ran me through the questions. And I'm are you like a general listener?
Yeah,
The
just
watcher?
yeah.
I'm a general watcher. Like I'll watch it while I'm
The
falling
Office?
asleep. Yeah. It's not the one I watch all the time. So I didn't know half the answers. So this is going to be, unless you're,
You're hosting it without seeing the show.
I'll watch the show, but I knew probably 50% of the answers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So today's app is just us and our new producer. So we should acknowledge our past producer, acknowledge the traditional producer
Past and present.
of this land,
A straight white male American.
and now we'll pay our respects to our emerging producer, who is of any descent you choose.
Yeah.
Really.
But Jamal's jumped on because it's just us lads today.
And just talking. And one thing I thought we could take advantage of
Is Jehmal.
is just catching up on like. So a couple of things. So we've got some big guests lined up over the next few weeks, and
I'm not one of them.
Yeah. And hopefully that's going to work out. And scheduling's always tough. We've now found.
Yeah.
Scheduling's always tough. Like we had Amos lined up for Saturday.
Saturday
Arvo,
and he's like, "Oh, sorry, bro, I forgot.
I've
I
got
have
a
a gig
gig."
at the Wallabies." So he was gigging for just gigging for the Australian national team.
But we've got some good ones. But I
Thought
think
you meant the zoo.
Yeah.
the
What's to do with kangaroos? I think they're better versions of you.
Food.
I think but I guess some of the listeners might get a bit annoyed when we bring up our own stories and stuff when we're talking to some pretty cool guests. But so today I think we can sort of use it as an opportunity to see where we're at. You've quit teaching this year. I want to see how you're going with that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, or you guys can ask me how I'm going with my business.
Yeah.
And all of that, and I want to know how you're going as well, Jehmal, and how
Thank
you're
you,
liking this
brother.
stuff. But I think we should talk about ourselves a bit
Yeah.
because we.
You
I
self-indulgent.
think we should be self-indulgent and let people catch up on the story of where we're at because this originally started out as a journey podcast.
Yeah, everybody's just changed. Just press stop. Can you imagine? We just see our
it's just
retention
about you
rate
guys.
just fuck off.
It's just about you guys.
And it'll be just stuff in general. But yeah, it's
I want to
weird.
know how you're going, like how
It
you're
is
feeling
weird.
about it.
It's weird you say that because I did the moral of the story podcast. So Bitter Beliefs cousins started one up. Kind of similar vibes.
Another
to us.
guy with a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
not a straight white male. So
Okay.
he's caramel.
Rep.
Yeah.
Rep.
So, but it was weird because I did the pod for, I don't know, maybe an hour and 20. And it was just talking about myself. Some of the listeners would be like, fuck up, Dells. You always talk. But talking about I felt like such a wanker, man. Because I was like, they were asking me my opinion on like teaching and comedy. And then they would view, I guess, when I was on as the guest, the way I view our guests, trying to tell us about DJing, tell us about this. So they were using me as a thing, and it felt really pompous. But I got so much good feedback from the clips that they posted.
Yeah, it was really good, man.
so-
I really enjoyed it
Yeah, right.
because I don't think we
Give ourselves enough credit.
Yeah, I don't like. I like, and I'm trying. I obviously trying to be as humble as we possibly can and stay grounded because we're definitely nothing at this stage or anything. But I think your story in general, specifically, I like it because teach to go stand up comedy and like entertainment is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Like without pumping you up too much.
Yeah, I guess, and especially in this economy,
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm scared
scary-
about
how-
stagflation.
Are you still scared?
About stagflation, I am because my rates are fairly high. What I guess I consider to be, I'm never comfortable charging what I charge because I think, fuck, if I quote $800 for half an hour or an hour, whatever it is,
Yeah.
my God, that's a lot. But then once I go and do the gig, I'm like, they definitely got their money's worth.
Yeah.
And nobody could have done that the way I did that. And I forget that 95% of the population's worst fear is getting up and hosting a room full of people they don't know.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. But I never thought about that until the other day. I was saying to someone that, look, my price is pretty high. And then they were like, I would never do that. I would never do that. You could pay me that money. I'd never get up and do it. I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's why I can charge what I'm charging at the moment. And I've always felt bad, but now I'm getting more comfortable with going, nah, especially weddings. I've doubled my price on my weddings. I'm like, I know that they're going to get the best possible wedding that they could get with me. And I don't think that anybody can do it better. And I always feel like they've got their money's worth. Whenever I feel like they haven't got their money's worth in the past is where I've given some money back.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I guess we'll do that on Patreon.
Yeah.
We'll do that story.
Yeah.
On
Oh
Patreon.
yeah.
Oh, you're not going to get into it? I was hell excited for a second.
No, but we can do a Patreon special. We'll just do that after this. I'll go
Yeah,
straight in.
yeah.
I'll tell you the story.
Yeah. Cool.
Sick.
So, so the journey so far, I guess, it's been awesome. So I'm 6 months in.
You
Really?
see you had I shared you that meme. Quit
Yeah.
for yourself, and you working 24 hours a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It is like that though.
Bro.
Tired.
So much anxiety.
Yeah.
Always feeling like if I haven't done something with the day that I haven't achieved anything.
Same.
Or I've achieved things, but I've spread it out over the day.
Mm.
And it's tough because you're trying to be accountable to yourself. And I might do 3 hours worth of work.
Mm.
And for me, I feel like I haven't worked enough, but maybe that's all I need to do on the day. So I'm still trying to learn what that balance is.
It's next to impossible. It's
I feel like this isn't going to be a very funny potty.
It's not. Well, I think people need
therapy.
to. Yeah, I think people need to hear so we preach chasing your dreams. We preach quit your job, fucking do what you love. We like to hear those stories.
Yeah,
but I'm not having a great time at the moment.
Yeah,
and not that the business isn't good. I feel like I'm floating aimlessly with my business, and I don't know where it's going. I was saying to you before, I don't know what I want to do with it. I don't know if I want to keep doing it. I don't know. It's weird because of the anxiety and stuff that you get through having your own business. Yeah. It's tough.
You've got the will buyers where you can feel it all the time. You
constant.
don't know what it is. You've got the mind flayer in you.
Yeah, I've got this constant feeling of not anxiety, like this feeling like I haven't done something.
Yeah.
Or there's something I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's how I've felt for so long.
Even when you're doing things, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it.
Yeah. Or there's heaps of stuff where I know I have to do it and I haven't named it or labeled it. Like the list writing for me is super important.
The list writing helps immensely.
Massive.
Yeah. What it doesn't help with though is when you don't achieve those goals for the day and you're like, fuck. But I always do. I set the goals way more.
Yeah.
Way higher than I want.
Yeah.
I set them to make sure, let's say I go those 3 boxes away from doing everything on the list.
Yeah.
I've still overachieved for the day.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's still if you can get through all of them, I'm like, whoa, what am I going to do tomorrow? I might go for a jog.
But I think that's like the Ben Cousins mentality where if you've done it all, then you reward yourself by just smoking bulk meth. Where it's like, if you've done everything, that's where I struggle is I've done it all on my list and I feel the next day I'm wasting my day.
Yeah.
Or I haven't achieved something. I'm starting to slowly learn. I was at a point where last year where I was like, it's okay to do nothing. But now it's a whole new venture. Whereas I was super structured as a teacher. I knew I'd get up 7, go to work till 3:30, get my lessons done, reporting, marking, counselling, friendship, mentoring, just all the stuff that teachers do in a day.
Do you think setting the goals to chase dreams, because there's no goal, there's no end goal with that sort of stuff. There's always the next. That just means you're constantly going to be trying to do the next thing.
You know what we should start putting on our list is relax.
Oh, rest and relax.
Have that.
Yeah. It's on my task list every single day is 30 minutes of rest. I put it in my little checklist and I put meditation in there.
Yeah.
I don't always get them in, but then I find myself my 30 minutes of rest, I might be on my phone still
it's not really
posting
resting.
for hard yarns or something like that, or doing something, and I'll be like, I didn't really rest.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, I got to pick up Scotty and I got to be a dad. And then if I am fucked, I'm like, I'll beat myself up for not being the best dad I can be. And it ends up being...
My dad used to beat me up as the best dad he could be.
I'm not painting this whole chase your dreams just in the best light, but I'm not at this stage, I'm not...
living the ethos?
I'm not super stoked.
Yeah.
Not super stoked.
So
everything.
What can you do?
I have no idea,
well,
but
I think maybe I'll put it to you. You started B32 Media originally. Why?
To get,
Why did you create it, first of all, other than your travel blogs, which you can check out Patreons?
Make movies.
Right. And how many movies you've made since then?
Exactly.
Okay. So that's what I think it might be.
You're
meant to do the Andrew Cracker documentary. You're meant to do your TV or your movie.
And then the work has gotten in the way, and that's why I'm resenting the business.
Yeah, because you haven't done what you've set out to achieve. You did weddings.
Yeah. Again, they were all stopgaps to be able to help me afford the price, I guess the time to be able to put time into making a movie, and I haven't done it. So it is.
And you've manoeuvred from
Delby. I literally have felt this weight just shift from me, like by you saying that.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't want
what
to
it
say.
is.
I didn't want to say it to you.
Should
on
have
the
said it.
couch.
Should have said it.
No, I was just waiting for this moment so we could have
This
it
is
on
a
film.
live reaction, baby. This is real.
So you can get
That I have no idea how much my weight has just shifted.
and
It's
you
like
can clip it up and watch it back when you're wondering why.
'Cause
I was going to say it today, but I was like, I think I know why. But I left it because I went.
I nearly messaged you the other day saying I
went-
want to write a little short film and we'll just film it, whether it's good or not.
Yeah, I
Just
went
to-
really quiet earlier. That's why I bit my tongue. But yeah, because I remember that's what your goal has been.
That was the goal, and I've just stopped.
And you've also taken up full-time work with West Perth.
Yeah.
What
Well,
movie do you want to make?
hey,
What
Stepsister porn.
Saturated market, man.
it is a saturated
It's a
market.
wet market.
Every time I go on, we were talking about this morning. So
Yeah.
the amount of times I watch stepsister porn by pure coincidence, I just look at the preview and I like what I'm seeing there. Yeah, oh yeah.
Nah, I watch it by accident because I thought it said sister porn. So I completely.
But yeah, it is fucked. But yeah, you
It
are
is fucked.
Yeah, it is fucked
In every
You-
hole.
You are right. I've used this as a whole opportunity and stepping stone to like want to make movies, and for 3 years I've had an opportunity to start at the very least writing my own stuff,
Yeah.
and haven't done it.
Yeah.
So that's it. Well done, Delby. You've cleared
it.
my palate. I'm feeling good. All right, so that's the podcast. What a good episode.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, that's good. That's actually all right. Well, actually, so we have to. You guys have to keep me accountable.
Yeah. So
And
we'll
listeners, I'm gonna do something. Actually, be proud of me when I get to it. They'll see it, and
It'd be
I
so
hope
funny if it's hell atrocious.
it's so bad. They're like, Branchy, just go back to sheet metal.
Have you watched Impractical Jokers, where Murr, he spent all of his college tuition money and everything on this movie? It was about Jesus in the current day,
No.
and it was horrendous.
Oh
man.
no.
It's so funny. They do a premiere of it and everything.
What?
Yeah.
I know what I want to do. I know what film I want to do. Well, not short film. I think I told you the Alan Roberts thing.
Oh yeah.
I want to do
like a film about what his
No, I
travels.
just want a short film of the Mongolia dwarf incident.
Oh yeah.
Him and Dirk's little separation moment.
Yeah.
And then they're coming back together.
Oh, that's
think
definitely a short story.
Yeah, a little 15-minute short film.
Yeah.
Can I have context for the Mongolian dwarf incident, please?
And also, Ben Darso is Alan Roberts.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Alan Roberts can play Alan Roberts
yeah,
because he's
true.
got the time.
So Alan Roberts,
yeah.
the guy you,
Matt?
he was on 2 weeks ago. Was he last week?
The motorbike man.
Yep.
Yeah. So he went traveling. They went from. I mean, they went up through. They got rejected from Russia. Was it? No, China.
No, China.
China.
So they were driving to China.
Yes.
And then they got rejected, so they had to go back across the
Gobi?
the Gobi Desert,
Gobi Desert.
in Mongolia, and then they were riding through the desert. They ride at different paces because
Alan's faster.
Yep. And the
Dirk's
dangerous thing
slower.
you can do is look for other people because there's so many things on the road, and you're not riding on a nice road. You're riding on.
Yeah, but you want to
Rocks.
ride at your pace. It's
Yeah.
just like me. If I'm riding at my pace, which is faster than yours, if I ride slower, it's more dangerous for me because I'm not riding at my pace. So if I ride too fast, then I'm not used to it. So he's riding at his
and
pace.
he can't keep an eye out to see where he is, and they lose each other in this blizzard,
a monsoonal rain.
rain,
A once in a lifetime downpour.
and the desert floods.
Flooded.
So he takes
desert.
he takes shelter in this sort of.
Hang on, wait, hang on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So the desert floods.
Yep.
And
So they're separated.
Dirk didn't he stack it? Or has he's in front of him
Yep.
and the rain's that bad? No, I think didn't he see Dirk stacked it?
I don't think he did.
We'll have to
We'll have to
re-listen. So
re-listen,
he's that far in front that he's like fuck. He's gonna basically drown in the desert.
yeah. So he goes to take shelter with these. He sees
There's
like
a
a
yurt.
village of yurts, and he
Yeah.
goes into one of these yurts. You know what a yurt is?
No.
It's like a tent made of like cow
Yak
skin,
skin.
yak skin.
Okay.
So it's like a circle. Like think of a circus top, but a really mini version of a circus tent.
And so the
In a
people,
monsoon.
yeah. So the people who take him in are these Mongolians, and in the yurt, and they've got a fire and stuff, and they're dwarfs, or a dwarf takes him in, looks after him, and saves him. Whilst Dirk is also traveling, he's separated from Alan, and he got separated to another village. Alan thinks he's dead, doesn't know where he is, thinks he could have crashed, he could be anywhere. He's in the middle of the desert in the thing, and he comes across some mangy dog. The dog becomes his sort of friend, and then eventually, through a few little things, they end up coming back together. And it's this nice little. It's not worthy of a whole movie, but it's worthy of a short.
Definitely a short film or something.
Yeah, just the intricacies in the relationships of the two people who were traveling together get separated. Yeah. They end up coming back together. They get saved by a dwarf family, and he gets a.
Did you mention
like
the dog?
a folk tale,
yeah, and then the dog relationship that Dirk creates. Like I like it. So I think that's it. Hey.
Yeah. What did he say to the dog? Well, I thought my day was bad.
But well, yeah. Well, I thought I had problems.
I thought I had problems looking at this skinny dog.
And so. Okay, that's it. Hold me accountable. That's the story. I'll work with Alan on that, and that's a great way to maybe even.
How are you going to simulate
Alan's
a flood? I'll just talk to some girls.
Yeah, look, these are things that'll be pretty challenging. Maybe I can get a budget for it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's someone who can help me with a budget. I don't know how you simulate floods. I know it's easy enough to simulate rain, lighting, stuff like that.
Or do you just? Yeah, it'll look hell stupid cropping other images.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't do that. No. And there's also special effects stuff like that. So if I got a little bit of a budget, I'm sure there's people in Perth who can do. I can't make the whole film myself. I can't do all
a
the
flood specialist.
Perfect. So we'll get a bit of. I'll try and get a bit of help. All right, that's a great goal. That's made me feel like We'll
speak to Noah. See what he can do.
I actually feel less aimless for that.
You know, the flood was real. They've got
Aimless
evidence.
Well,
Well, the flood. You said Moses or whatever.
Maybe
Noah, sorry, yeah.
Maybe I can get a bit of that sort of reference going in there as well. Like
biblical references.
Like make it biblical, and that could be kind of cool.
The dog's Jesus.
Yeah,
it's his only friend.
Yeah.
And then screen it in
the
here.
Motorbikes are the
We could
arcs.
screen it here.
Yeah,
you could do a screening.
Yeah.
On this screen.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
We could do something like that.
Got a good system, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
So the
we'll do a screening, or even at Livid.
Yep.
Where Whitey did his screening for his Ninja Warrior thing. Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Yeah. They say there was a great flood. Yeah.
Yeah, the Great Flood is a. Oh, okay. Let's go away from us for a second and let's talk like the Great Flood for me is so interesting. Did you see what I sent you about?
It was a West Coast Eagles 2006 premiership model, the Great Flood.
I'm so interested, and I want to hear your opinion, our producer, Jehmal. I want to hear your thoughts on the Great Floods and the fact that it's pretty consistent in a lot of ancient.
Yeah, mythos. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I really... Are we going to go conspiracy light on this?
We'll go conspiracy light.
We'll go conspiracy light.
I mean, I don't really have an opinion. I wasn't there. A lot of people that are smarter than me go, no, it could have happened. So
not could have, did.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of evidence that it did happen.
Yeah.
There's just no mainstream 100% yes yet. So I can't lie to you guys and say, you're right.
Yeah.
Keep killing the babies. Nothing matters. God's real and he fucking flooded us.
Yeah. He was just trying to abort everyone on Earth.
Oh, no. Religion, like a dogma religion's just been hijacked to serve serve the people in power of those religions. That's what religion is for me. Like religion's taking real concepts and real ideologies and
I think religion is just explaining that it's almost like the dream time. They're trying to explain events that happen around them that they couldn't explain.
100%. That's exactly right.
If it fucking somewhere floods, you're like, oh fuck, God must be pissed off.
So when they say like
and if Noah's probably just the first Elon Musk, just smart enough to build a fucking boat. And no one else knew how to build a boat.
Jesus is definitely an alien, hey?
Jesus was, my theory is he was just the original Chris Angel. Because he's doing, they wouldn't have done magic tricks back then. He figured out how to turn 2 fish into 1,000.
Was he just a vocal Buddha that was not accepted?
There's a Buddhist story. apparently about Jesus meeting Buddha, and Buddha references him as the leader of his own people.
Because he
Who? Jesus referenced himself?
There's
is
a
that
Buddhist
Jesus was
text-
Kanye West?
No, Buddha. Buddha references
References-
meeting someone who is like Jesus in terms of like how he's represented and what he speaks for and the land in which he came from. I don't know if it's canon Buddhist text, but I've heard around the shop that there is what is considered, because it's such a big religion, Buddhist text that shows Buddha meeting him and saying he is the leader of his own people.
And that's interesting because
it aligns.
people know Buddha, there's not just one Buddha. There's lots and
No,
lots
Buddha
of
is
Buddhas.
a term
Yeah.
of like a
When
a
you reach
being
enlightenment.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fat Buddha that we see, he didn't reach any kind of enlightenment. No.
Yeah, but
he's just the Western representation of all Buddhas.
yeah. So
So-
yeah, because I'm gonna say
Guacamole.
what's his name?
Guacamole.
Guatra Siddhartha, I think is
I literally thought you were going to say cuatro cinco.
he's like Guatama Siddhartha
I'm gonna turn these
is
lights
the
on.
Guatama Siddhartha, I think is his name. He's the original prince. He was the original
Like the musician?
he was the original creator of Buddhism. So he was the prince who like I've been told, like it's hard because he comes from a place of privilege. He's a prince.
The prince that was
Yes.
promised. That was
so
Game of Thrones.
he was an
Yep.
Indian
no, he's Chinese. The first Buddhist dude, wasn't he? The first.
Indian prince.
I'm sure he was a Chinese prince, and he was like, "Why do I get all of this stuff bestowed to me while there's people out there starving? What makes me any better?" And he went out.
I should remember this. No, it's Indian.
You're an Aussie Buddha.
Yeah,
Figure it
it's
out.
Indian. Yeah, Gautama
Siddhartha.
Siddhartha is not Chinese.
I thought the original Buddhist was a prince who went out to
He
the
is,
people.
yeah. He was a prince who was upset by the fact that why am I bestowed with all this thing? And he didn't know that there was poverty. He didn't know that it existed.
Oh,
Then
Mark McGowan.
he went outside. This is very broadly speaking. He went outside the walls and was like, "Fuck! Like, how can I?" And then eventually,
It's very
after-
Game of Thrones. Outside the walls, prince it was promised.
yeah. So
That's
and
why
then
that show's so successful.
Yeah.
It taps into that deep
Deep
archetypal understanding of...
So sorry,
Yeah.
Mission Control. We've just proven you're right.
And so
we are
his-
conspiracy extra light,
Extra
and not
light.
enlightened.
we are just brushing over the top of Buddhism. But basically, he went out and he, at one point, sat under a tree for 40 days, 40 nights.
Yeah.
So very aligns with that Jesus sort of thing, like 40 years, like wandering in the desert. I don't know if there's any sort of connection with that. But
It's
anyway.
all linked to astrology.
Yeah.
Even
So-
all the old Christian Catholic paintings are just
Yeah.
stars.
And so he just basically, this is why Buddhism's so attractive to me, because I'm not, people will laugh. I'm not an actual Buddhist. I just really align with their sort of belief system. And because Buddhism is not really, in essence, it's not a religion. It's just a way of thinking and a way of life. And but basically, it's just a guy who went and meditated under a tree and thought up a lot of different ways to be happy.
Yeah.
And not a lot. He
So
came
do-
up, I think, with the eightfold path. I
I
used to
can't
know
help but
this.
feel we are fucking just absolutely
Butchering.
just going over.
We are
everything
light, yeah.
extremely
You know
light. We've gone from floods to Buddhism.
Because I went really heavy into Buddhism for about 2-3 years. Like I knew every
I
fucking.
could tell by your knowledge.
I knew everything about it. I went head first into it. I was like, I'm a Buddhist, and I knew it all. And now, because for probably 6 or 7 years, I've not really. It's just like I don't remember everything that I learned in high school. I don't remember everything about Buddhism. I just remember the message. Key message is basically just sort of,
I don't trust
Treat
any
others as-
Buddhist that says they're a Buddhist.
Exactly,
Because they
of-
hate labels
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. I had a joke about that, and it didn't work because I didn't know how to land the punchline and stuff. But the whole fact was
It didn't work because they don't understand us. I'm sick of them just buying a ticket and sitting in the front row and wanting dick jokes, man. Tired of it.
I'm
I'm almost crying, dude. That was real. That was real frustration.
the what?
The dick jokes.
Oh, the dick jokes. So the Buddha, yeah, I guess the whole idea behind Buddhism is the fact that there are no labels. So to call yourself a Buddhist is actually going against the whole idea of Buddhism.
That's why I didn't open the email I got about Buddhism, because there was an attachment.
Yeah, but Buddhism is just basically it's
Was that off the top? That was pretty funny.
Buddhism's
So I
just a
made it up.
tool.
It's a meme, eh?
Ages ago. No.
No.
I made it up ages ago.
Buddhism
That's
is just
good.
a tool. That's what it is. It's a
Yeah.
tool to a path to feel enlightenment.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the time Buddha couldn't forgive?
Oh,
It's a good story.
Tell
Let's
tell the story.
So the time Buddha couldn't forgive is he was meditating, he was traveling around and he finds himself in a town and he's meditating under a tree. He's always doing that. And
Yeah, fucking
I
lazy.
know, lazy. God. And there were these two kids who were sons to a very rich father, let's just say. This is paraphrasing, but this is the story. They end up going to school and they see Buddha, people are crowding around him. At this point, he's somewhat famous for going around and teaching a way of life. And they end up sitting with him under the tree and they miss school. They do this for 3 days and the father finds out. He comes down angry at Buddha and causes a whole scene and pretty much spits in his face and says, my kids did it, this and that, should be going to school. And he walks off, takes his kids. When he does this and makes this whole scene, Buddha doesn't show any emotion. So this plays in the guy's head for about 3 days. The number 3 is very symbolic in a lot of stories. He comes back to Buddha and he says, Buddha, can you please forgive me? I understand what you're doing now. I'm so sorry. And he says, my son, he wouldn't say my son, it's very Christian, but my son, I can't forgive you, for you are not the same man who spat in my face 3 days ago.
I like that.
So
And that was very quick, but
Yeah.
so he's not forgiving.
That person.
Yeah,
He would have forgiven the dude 3 days ago, but he can't forgive this person that's realised they've
Because
made a
he's-
mistake.
he's
Yes.
grown,
He's
he's
forgiven his-
changed,
Different
he's a
person,
different
right?
person.
This is so weird that this is happening, because remember I said to you I want to listen to the 100 Zen stories and we digest?
Oh yeah,
We've just done that with the first story.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I love that story. I love the whole concept of you're not the same person you were, and this symbolizes the idea of growth and becoming a different person. And think of the person you were like 10, 15 years ago.
Fucking legend.
And I'm sure I'm going to feel like this in 5, 10 years time now.
Absolute goose, bro. Yeah, if you're never sure, just look at your Facebook memory and you realise you're a fucking flog.
13 years ago, my
13 years
Facebook
ago.
statuses were ridiculous.
We were at Jehmal's age. Hey, you're 22, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
We got a young
You're
Jamie.
so wise.
Yeah, young Jamie.
We
Yeah,
got a
young Jehmal.
Young Jehmal.
We got young Jehmal. 13 years ago, we were 22. 13 years ago, Jehmal was 9, bro.
Well, so
I
13
was
years.
still
So
the
you don't
maddest
If
dog
I
ever.
was, if I had that temperament
Oh, yeah.
and that way of thinking at the age of 22, I'd be fucking enlightened. I'd be part of Nirvana right now.
It comes with a cost, man. I can't sit there and talk about FIFA anymore. It's impossible.
Oh, mate, I love FIFA. 11 years ago. Here you go. CD Leedy for one last time. Smiley face.
Oh my God. Mate, mine will be way more embarrassing. It'll be like either I'm trying to seem insightful or I'm just a dumb fuck. Let's have a look at my memories.
How's this? So we've just heard Jehmal talk about stories of Buddhism. This is mine from 12 years ago. Does anyone have a ping pong table? Addo fell through ours and we need one for beer pong this Saturday.
Okay, my memories are 11 years. Oh, fuck you. You know when you flick and it goes off?
This is an interesting memory. I thought I was killing it, and have a look at that person. I was like, yeah, I'm in here.
Delby. Okay, so mine's 11 years ago. Okay. Loving working in this sunshine. Already craving summer.
That's all right.
12 years ago. AJ, you have defeated me in the best of 5 game series, 3-2. Congratulations. You are the master. Oh, that was actually a bet. I had to call him the master.
There we go. Master of Buddha.
The darkness, they are back, baby. Boom. This is 3 posts in one day.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. We used to go hard.
12 years ago. Loves working on a cold and sharp sheets of stainless steel with no gloves on a morning like this.
That's your masculinity. Toxic masculinity.
This is so...
Mate, what was your saying, Jehmal? Can't wait for year 2.
Wait, 13
Today-
Teacher's a bitch.
Yeah, today I learnt my times tables.
13 years ago. So Cameron Branch. So this is when it says, what are you thinking? So Cameron Branch, and then I haven't written anything. I've written has decided.
I used to write like that.
Yeah.
I think it's. Why did we do that?
What?
Because mine always used to be Daniel Delbrelli is thinking.
Yeah.
Daniel Delbrelli is
Yeah.
wondering if he made the right choice.
Yeah.
Talk about yourself in the third
So I think
person.
it would be like, it would always say Cameron Branch is, or something like that. Anyway.
That's what it used to do.
Yeah,
It used
okay.
to like say that, yeah.
So, and also, we were so new to social media, didn't really understand how it worked, and it evolves over time. So 13 years ago, has decided his knees must be second hand because they are constantly fucked and I'm only 22.
Hey.
Shouldn't there be a lifetime guarantee on this sort of shit?
Taylor Swift.
My knees.
Fuck, eh? This is riveting listening, I reckon.
But do you know what I mean? Like what? what? You know? I don't know. It's
We can
just stuff
spice
that
it
doesn't
up.
need to be there, I guess.
Have you heard about the moon being hollow?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the hollow
yeah.
moon. Do you believe in it?
Conspiracy lighters. Why?
Okay.
It's a man-made
So
hollow structure.
I don't know if it's man-made. I don't know how good we are. But it's
don't-
perfect. And it's like 99.9%
The chance that it would be
perfect distance in proportion to the sun to allow a perfect eclipse of 99.9.
the chance of that happening is ridiculous.
Or that's what we needed for life to happen. So it's not ridiculous.
For it to be the exact size
Yeah.
that it would
Otherwise,
cover.
life wouldn't happen without days
Yeah.
and nights.
No, the only reason life happened is we're in the Goldilocks zone.
It's weird because there
Yeah,
are some old stories of certain cultures of a time before the moon. So like in Aboriginal culture, there are certain tribes that have stories about the moon being placed in the sky. I think it's the same thing with certain South American tribes.
So
I
what-
don't know anywhere else.
So
And,
I've heard,
and Africa, like certain African tribes. So.
and I've heard that same one, but I've also heard. Not heard. I think our current day theory is that it was
Made of cheese.
I can't remember which planet. Let's say I'm pretty certain it was Mars. There was a collision with Mars, and then the debris created the debris circulating.
I reckon
Or was it
that's
no? It was a collision with us.
silly.
It was a collision with us, an accretion theory. That's what it was. It was a collision with us, but a long time ago. That was the theory.
In a
how-
car crash, do you reckon like if I crashed a car and it hit each other, it would make a perfect 99.999% like proportion from the distance of me to the point where I couldn't see the crash and it landed up perfectly?
Exactly.
I've heard that. I've heard that theory, but it just doesn't make sense to the analytical brain. I mean, you could go by chance and statistics and say, well, this is just the one time it happened. But
Yeah.
I think that's almost a scapegoat as well.
But
I-
also,
I
when you're
agree-
crashing cars, you're not crashing at a speed that involves being outside of the force of gravity.
Exactly.
So-
But then for it to land and then orbit without turning, like the moon orbits without actually spinning, and that's why we
So
have a dark side of the
how
moon.
will you put it up there if it's placed there?
I don't have the answers to these questions.
So the theory. So it does ring.
The
It
bell
does
ring,
ring.
the moon rings.
The moon
Yeah.
rings. So they
Like, hello,
They should
moon speaking.
They shot a
spoke
missile at the moon.
Why?
No, it's when they landed.
surely
the
it was
rocket,
Americans.
They landed
Surely-
Apollo.
Surely Americans are like, what is it? We don't know. Shoot it.
Yeah, no, I thought they shot a missile at it, not for that reason, for actual measurements, and that's how they realised it
They
was.
have done that. I
Yeah.
swear to
And
like
it rung.
measure craters or something.
Yeah, and it rung.
How?
And
Like,
Well, that's what they don't know. So
Yeah.
their only thing is that it could be hollow. So it has like a hollow interior. But that's actually mainstream NASA put out. That
Yeah.
not someone.
That's
you can
not a-
go to the NASA
Yeah.
the NASA website and hear them discuss it. And they just keep discussing it like, yeah, this could be it. And then no one cares. And it's so funny.
Why
But,
don't they care? Oh, you mean us?
I mean,
Well, this
they
lead-
don't care
Yeah.
in the sense that you'd think that a fact that interesting would be taught somewhat
Oh, yeah.
to normal people because it actually happened when they landed on the Apollo thing. So it's not only when they shot the missile, but when they actually landed the ship on it, because it's not like it's
Yeah.
like a crash,
Yeah.
a proper landing, and it rang for hours. We're talking hours, which means like it would
Fuck,
have
it's
to
like
be
me being
all
on-
hollow.
It's like me on
So
call to Telstra.
The whole moon
Yes.
landing thing. I'm not a whole like moon landing conspiracy theory, as in I think it happened. I think the things that we see that
what was up
artifacts within the actual video, I think they're fake.
Yeah.
So I think the video's fake. I think we went, but they couldn't show
the
video because they knew. That's my conspiracy.
Well, was it me and you talking about this the other day?
Because the
I don't know. I
videos,
talk about this a lot.
because the videos are totally
I
fake.
think we were speaking about this.
But we totally went, is my opinion.
That's
we totally
my
went,
opinion
but the
too.
videos are completely fake.
The videos, the
Videos
only
fake.
thing that fucks with me, I have Foxtel, and when it rains, I don't have Foxtel. It's
That's the one
2022,
And also, we went to the moon
60 years ago.
60?
58, 1964.
And they brag about it. It's like 10% of the technology we have in this.
No fucking chance, bro.
So, my theory is...
If I can't get Foxtel when it rains, there's no way they're communicating with a cunt on a spaceship in the middle of space and perfectly landing their spacecraft on the moon. Now, I might sound like an idiot, but in 1964...
9.
No, 64?
9.
9 was the first moon landing?
Apollo, yes.
19...
1971.
I was in my dad's
69
balls, man.
was their
Yeah.
first launch from memory or something like that.
I have no idea.
When did Kennedy die? 69.
Out of my field of expertise.
It was all in that area.
Yeah, 1969.
69 we landed.
Lunar module, Apollo 17, 72.
There was a lot
I
happened
taught
in the
this in
same...
my year 12.
See, a lot happened in the same era, so I get a bit confused, but I thought
Yeah.
it was 69 that they landed on.
I think
the moon.
69 was first, and then 72 was,
What a trip out, because my dad remembers running home from school to watch.
yeah.
Wouldn't that blow your mind?
And but was it me and you that were just saying, if it was a conspiracy, the only people that would have to keep it to themselves is whoever, because
Broadcast the video to the...
not even that. The US are in a battle with Russia.
Yep.
Whoever gets there first is superior. So you have every motive to fake it, to be superior.
100%.
If I'm a general or if I'm in charge of NASA and my president says, we need to make it look like we've reached the moon, we either need to get there or make it look like we have. There's 2 people there that need to know. If it's just them 2, plus the astronauts,
Yep.
so Buzz and Neil,
Yep.
you would have the whole control center. They
Buzz-
think they're talking to Buzz and Neil,
Yeah.
but they're in the room next door.
Buzz, Neil, and...
And third person,
What's his name?
good trivia,
Michael...
Myers?
Michael...
Michael,
Is it Hill?
no landing moonness?
I'm
Michael,
going to Google that.
we didn't go around.
He didn't get off. He didn't get off.
Yeah.
He had to stay in there.
So my thing would be, it only requires those 5 people, and that's it. They film it, or maybe and a filmmaker.
Because
They film it, and then the whole mission control think they're talking to NASA.
yeah,
The film's already there. Everyone thinks that it's happened except for those 5 or 6. Because they say, if it's a conspiracy, so many people would have to know. Reality is, no, they wouldn't, man. It's just like Trent from Punchy. I didn't know that he was an actor. Have you seen Trent from Punchy?
No.
What-
I've heard so much about it.
Yeah, so back in the day, like the original YouTube, this is before people realised what trolls were, like the OG troll.
yeah.
He's like, he's doing a 2 camera. He's like, yeah, fucking. They're like, what's your name? He's like, yeah, I'm fucking Trent from Punch Bowl.
Michael
And
Collins.
Fucking all the girls are like, Trent, give me back my purse. And he's like, then they're doing this full thing. And we're like, look at this cook up, man.
Yeah.
Got Hummer and a chicken feed all in one. And he's like, good haircut. He goes, yeah, fucking like it. Yeah, fucking Kev did it.
Yeah.
So it's this full character. And the only people that knew was the people that filmed it. Everyone else thought it was legit until they saw him at KFC. And they're like, oh, and it wasn't really him.
Yeah.
So that was a thing kept by the 2 guys that did Beach Daz. They were the Beach Daz cartoon.
You don't know
Okay.
Beach Daz?
On Beach Daz, bro.
Yeah.
Beach Daz,
This
bro.
is, you're tapping
Beach
into a very young me.
Yeah.
Very young me.
Fuck,
I
Jeffrey
remember-
Epstein's dream, they call that.
Well, this is funny because we tried to find Gandalf outfits today.
Oh
and we
my
asked
God.
the 2 girls at the thing, do you have any Gandalf costumes? And they were like, who's Gandalf? We're like,
They worked at a costume store.
yeah.
They're
like,
in the Big
well,
W costume
Big
section.
W.
Ah, that's different.
Yeah, it's different.
And we're like, what do you mean? They're like, who's Gandalf? We're like, and he does his impression.
Oh, there you shall not pass.
Did you get
And
me
I
too?
I just left.
What the
And they were like, we don't know what you're talking about. And I showed them it. And they go, that's Dumbledore.
No, they called him Hagrid to
Yeah,
start
Hagrid.
with.
No,
And they went,
Oh, that's so good.
oh, but yeah. But yeah, back onto the moon.
Hollow moon theory.
There's. I think it lends. I think there's a bit more of a dodginess about the film rather than actually landing.
I just want to know,
Why haven't we gone back?
like, I played
Yeah.
soccer when I was young. I was like 5. I remember kicking
That's
my
hollow
first
ball,
goal.
hollow ball
yeah.
theory.
I remember kicking my first goal and losing my mind, man. Looking at my mom, she was so happy, you know? And then I think about their press conference coming back from the moon, and they're just like, they look like they're on benzos, man. They haven't even been administered yet.
It's almost like they've been out of our solar system.
They're like zombies, dude.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you have a smile on your face?
You'd be
Yeah.
pumped.
Like-
Like, wow, we did it.
They look ashamed. They look ashamed, man.
So there's some really weird things that have gone on with Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and Michael Collins. Michael Collins, I think he was convinced we were in contact with up to 12 different alien species.
I wouldn't put it.
That's a pretty high up there person making claims, not saying here's the proof, just
but
making
lots
claims.
of high up people are crazy. Kanye West.
Yep,
fucking-
correct. Another interesting person who was
Well,
very
not
high up
crazy,
there was the
sorry.
former Minister of Defence for Canada, suggesting that there is
Yeah.
up to 40 different species that the US government.
Why
is in
would he
contact
come
with.
out and say that?
Have you not seen that?
I remember us covering him lightly a few years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
When he was like, yeah, there are definitely
yeah.
aliens and UFOs.
Yeah.
But what was his motive? And why would he divulge that?
He was pushing for disclosure. He wanted there to be disclosure. That's
Yeah.
what he wanted.
For him to say that, like, that's a person that has, you would think.
He'd retired. He wasn't. He
Authenticity.
didn't need any money.
Yeah.
He was fully retired. This was the former Canadian Minister of Defence saying we are in
Well,
contact
there was
with
definitely one
the tall
alien
whites.
species.
with-
That was the short black whites. Michael Jackson was 100%.
You reckon he's an alien,
Dude, him, Zuckerberg,
mate?
Elon.
Mission Control
I wish
podcast are
people
not going to
would
be
stop
happy with us.
pretending Zuckerberg's a real person.
Dude, Zuckerberg's
is
an alien. He's an alien.
He looks interdimensional, like a leech.
Yeah.
Like
I
personified.
think he was human.
Now he's been converted into...
He's been doing too many rituals in Egyptian coffins, man. That's
What's
what
he-
they
what?
all do.
What do you mean?
They get in Egyptian coffins
Yes.
and they do rituals.
We gotta
The
do
reason
more.
we don't have all these mummies is because these elites ate them in ritualistic.
What?
Yeah, man, look it up, dude. I
Look
know
it up.
the brown
Yes.
guy looks crazy. But it's true. You can trust the scarf and the Middle Eastern look. You can. Dude, my mom worked on policy for this country and she hates dinner conversations with me. She hates it so much. This is real. I don't give a fuck about her security clearance. And that's genuine. She did have one, and I remember like sitting there and going like, the moon is fake.
Mum, just admit it.
Dude, I'm like, I know
Scott
this-
Morrison ate a mummy. Tell me.
Oh, it's true. It's true. They ate mummies, and it's the worst. I'm trying to tell mummy across the table
How do you know it's true?
because there's a lot of accounts, and it's been said. I mean, you can Google. Let's Google it right now.
Yeah. Because even the fact I
think
found
it's
it
the
quite
British.
strange that
There's no way I'm eating a mummy. I don't even eat a fucking piece of chicken that's 3 days old.
because yeah.
Yeah, but when you're told it's ritualistic and you're getting a higher spiritual domain and you have all the money in the world,
That's like
and
spirit jerky. It's just 3,000-year-old dried meat.
that's true.
Yeah.
So, for the royal and social elite, eating mummies seemed a royally appropriate medicine, and doctors claimed mumia was made from pharaohs.
What's a mumia?
I don't know. I'm clicking onto it. Mummy mania. Faith that mummies could cure illness drove people for centuries to ingest something that tasted awful. Mumia, the product created from mummified bodies, was a medicinal substance consumed for centuries by the rich and poor.
Okay.
So it wasn't just the elites.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, Bezos.
That's a mummy medicine.
Yeah.
That sounds like another porn company.
And they haven't stopped, man. They haven't stopped.
I don't think they have. I'm right. I don't like to fully buy into everything, but I can't help but
I heard that's where COVID started.
I can't help it. Like even Antarctica, there's stuff going on down there that's really
The pyramid?
the pyramid. Yeah,
Sounds like a scheme to me.
like there's so many things that just seem to be.
I fucking
there's
hate-
there's too many accounts by too many people that corroborate the same. Did I say
Corroborate.
corroborate? Corroborate the same account independently.
So does Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So do Bigfoot people.
Yeah, but why do you think Bigfoot's not real?
Yeah, Delby,
I
you
don't-
about to say that.
Now, I'm
Bigfoot
not
is-
saying Bigfoot's real. I'm not buying into that. And same with that Loch Ness Monster. You sent me that
Yeah.
thing of that fucking big river,
Yeah.
which is a
It
genuine,
was I think it was an eel.
like an
maybe.
eel or something
Yeah.
descriptive. And you were like, that's definitely what the Loch Ness Monster is. And I
Yeah.
totally agree.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that the Bigfoot isn't just like some huge mammal.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think Bigfoot's real. I'd love to think he is. I think that possibly,
What about interdimensionally?
potentially, we go Stranger Things style.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially, if he's an interdimensional being, sure, I'll pay that because fuck, we don't know. He's just as likely to be an interdimensional being as he is not.
Yeah.
Do you know how I know? We just had a new species of crab discovered in Denmark.
What?
Literally last week. New species of crab. We didn't know this fucking crab existed. It's
Yeah.
a hairy crab.
What?
It's Italian.
Isn't
No,
it?
it's he's this hairy little crab, and what he does, he gets sponge of tissue tissue of the sponges and other animals, and sticks it to himself, and he looks like a little Bigfoot crab. He's got like hair everywhere, and they've just discovered it, and he's a brand new species. We didn't know that motherfucker was even out there, right? So we could have been like, no way is there a hairy crab. Now we
Yeah.
have a hairy crab.
Yeah.
And like,
It sounds stupid, but until like we have things that scientifically 100% prove that there is no other dimension, then we're not going to know.
No, but we know there's other dimensions. Access to those
I think
dimensions.
we will
is-
soon with the Hadron Collider coming back onto
into
gear.
But we know there's science has shown there's up to 12 dimensions. That doesn't necessarily mean
Are you quoting Aisha Patel?
no.
is
No,
this string theory?
I can't remember. I just remember reading about that. It was that it was old mate. Fucking
It was Aisha.
No. Old mate. Who's the famous scientist, astrophysicist?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, it was talking about how there's 12 known dimensions, and it doesn't necessarily mean we know how to access them, but we know how they work.
There's
Horrifying
only-
new crab species. Jesus, that is Bigfoot.
That's cool.
It's only little though.
That's
Yeah.
stylish, man.
yeah.
Um,
I reckon there's a whole crab with swag.
That's swag as
but then
fuck.
what? I don't understand this whole idea of dimensions. What does it mean? So like,
First dimension is if it was just flat and there's nothing else.
nothing. No. And
Two dimensions is there's a length and a width to it.
Yep.
3 is when you got your length, width, and your height.
No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's time. Length and width works in
No,
all
isn't-
directions.
Isn't time the 4th dimension?
duration.
No, because we're in the third dimension.
Because time's the construct, and then duration's like the scientific.
And the 4th one is where there's no time,
Time becomes
where conspiracy light.
yeah. So
This annoys me. Every time we don't know shit, I think of Mission Control's burn.
yeah.
And it's doing my head.
So fourth,
We need to get them on.
I feel from memory is where time then doesn't become linear. It becomes still a subject. But
Oh, well, you can move through time.
yes.
Yeah.
And then fifth is
Well, let me do it. Let's
divine. When are we in 5D? 5D ascension.
Well, I'm already there.
I believe that we operate in the 5th dimensional plane.
I think we're there now. We've made the move. That's why we're getting the headaches, Delby.
Yeah.
We've ascended.
Yeah.
We're just adjusting to the new frequencies.
Yeah.
It's
now
crazy about the frequencies that heal you. Like, have you read into those? Research about that.
Well, yeah,
the
but
sound frequencies, or
Yeah.
yeah.
however, with the sound frequency, yeah, there is a frequency that kills cancer, but it kills everything. So it vibrates. So it blasts the
yeah.
cancer cell,
Oh, just
but
like-
it also blasts every other cell.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
even like kidney stones, you can shatter kidney
You
stones
shall
with your
not
sound.
pass.
You
Yeah,
shall
like
not
with the
pass.
base, hey,
Yeah.
people can,
So I do think that there is some, what's the word? Credence? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Do you think we have a higher understanding of it in higher echelons of?
Bro, we can't
of
even
the government?
explain any of the conspiracies we've hit
We-
today.
not
We don't
us.
have any higher understanding of fuck all.
Not us. Do you think the upper echelons of government and secret societies and whatnot have a higher understanding of everything of that, and it's been sacred knowledge passed down through generations, or passed on to us from upstairs? There's little green blokes and girls, and whatever they want to identify as.
I don't know, man. I think ideally we would like to believe that, but I think the realism of it is, and this is bro science, me just, this is the first time I've ever thought about it. Ideally, we would love to believe that there's been ancient knowledge passed on between groups. I think it's just the more well off and resourced you are, the better things that you had, and the higher, more intelligent people you hang around. Now, if you're hanging around the rich and the elite who have access to anything,
they've gotten a Delby. So me and Jehmal will just keep talking.
if they have access to anything, to everybody else that doesn't have that capabilities or opportunity, it's going to feel like they know something more than us. Like, I would know fuck all that the president has been exposed to. And I don't even know that that's a realistic possibility. The president might know that UFOs are real, but we've made them.
I doubt.
The plebs are
I doubt any president knows and has ever known.
I think it's above him, eh? Like anything to do.
Yeah.
Like the Black Book research and stuff, where all those trillions of dollars went, not even the president has access to that.
But we're just people, man. We're just people. So unless there's another species that are acting, like unless there's a reptilian
overlords
species, just to use, reptilian overlords.
They're gone.
I know there's 40 different species of us.
The rumors are they're gone.
But unless there's something that is more than human, I don't think there is any real.
But I think there is something that's more than human.
Yeah, I look.
You were like, I would believe that there is something more than human floating around, influencing what's going on.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
I like the idea of aliens being interdimensional, and that's the reason why we haven't found anything of them. I think that's probably the strongest thing for aliens interacting, since we know there are dimensions and we've scientifically proven it. Off-worldly knowledge is entirely a possibility. We have an extreme jump within our intelligence, within the way we farmed, within a lot of things back in the day before recorded knowledge that we can't pinpoint down to. All we have is these stones etched with similar characteristics of figures that resemble what traditionally we would think is an alien species. I'm not saying this is or it isn't, just this is what it is, that resemble that.
Just
and
say
they
it.
give you
It
a
is.
bag and it looks like a UFO or maybe a floating table, and you can decide between yourself.
That's Jesus up to his tricks again. Just making it.
My friend's actually hyper-Christian and he's starting a cult, and he was telling me about... Sorry.
You met him last week.
Yeah, and you met him. And he was telling me about this conspiracy theory that Jesus was gay and he didn't give in to his sexual urges. So apparently there is a disciple within the Bible, and it's never said, like discriminately said, who
I think
it
it's
was.
Disciple.
Nice. Clip that. But yeah, so there was this disciple that was always referred to as the disciple whom Jesus loved the most.
Yeah.
And there's this line he was telling me he said before he was crucified, which was, "Mother, behold your son," who is like the son to this mother or whatever, which they go on about it resembling that it was him being gay for him and didn't go into any urges or whatever.
Yeah.
I think he did.
I saw a comic do that on TikTok. He's like, Jesus is gay. It's like, his closest 12 friends were men. He confided in a sex worker, which was Mary Magdalene, to keep up his appearances. He was well dressed.
Was Mary Magdalene a sex worker, or was she just his wife?
I don't know, but it was his beard, and then he was like, and he's like, it wasn't the Last Supper, that was the first Mardi Gras. Like, there's lots of stuff.
Mary Magdalene
thought he was going to be
his beard.
Yeah, that's his cover for being gay. So.
Oh, do you know the first time?
What doesn't he have a saying? Love thy fellow man.
I never knew.
Yeah, that's true.
I never knew what a beard was.
Yeah.
I never heard that reference before.
Yeah, it's funny because when you were today asking for beards, I was going to be like, come on, mate.
I cannot remember that. It was Mickey J told me about it.
Yeah.
And I said something and he was like, "Oh, do you have a wife?" Like, you said that very, very much like, "Oh, that's my beard."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck is a beard?"
Yeah.
And he explained that whole thing to me.
Yeah.
I lost it. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe that a beard was it's a great reference.
Well, people that don't listen.
Oh, well, beard is just like if you were to very overtly suggest, "Oh, I have a girlfriend," it's like basically saying, "Oh, I have a girlfriend to cover for the fact that I'm gay." Yeah. And then you call that a beard.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a man, you grow a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, This has been good talking about our journey.
Oh, no, actually, I preferred that we went down the conspiracy path, the conspiracy light path.
light. Fuck, man, they're in
thanks,
my
guys.
head. Mission control.
But I liked.
We should research a bit more, but
we should do. We
fine.
didn't go into this thinking
Not
we were
thinking
going to do
about it,
a conspiracy stuff, but the moon stuff still always really gets me, and that whole hollow moon theory. But Michael Collins, he was pretty keen on suggesting that there was something more to what was going on, and Buzz Aldrin, I remember him going into Antarctica a couple of years ago and having a heart attack when he got there.
why?
Don't know.
Oh.
Something he's seen caused him to have a heart attack.
Or
He's just old and had a heart
he's
attack.
seen something and they've caused him to have a heart attack.
Yeah, that CIA ice
yeah.
gun that has the
Yeah.
poison in there. You know about that? The gun they developed, and it shoots icicles.
Yeah.
So when it hits you, it obviously melts. So
What?
it's untraceable, and it has poison from like an urchin or something, and it causes heart
You're
failure.
kidding.
Yeah, man, real stuff.
That's incredible. So
So-
there's a CIA has developed a gun that shoots an icicle that's got poison in the icicle.
Yeah.
From an urchin. Yeah, fuck, that's
It's
incredible.
so funny. It's hilarious. And what I love about, and especially what we were talking about last week with having guns, it's like I want to protect myself, I want to protect my family from the government, from tyranny.
Yeah.
And I completely get the perspective, especially having a family now.
Yeah.
But like they'll just turn your water off, cunt.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Like honest to God,
Yeah.
drones, they're going to come through, scan your face. They can read your heat signature, man.
100%.
Like you look in the body language and face reading.
Guns aren't going to do
It's-
anything.
Dude, nothing. Not
Nothing.
going to do anything. It's a playwright. It's poetic.
Yeah.
So, oops.
Oh,
So
what happened?
just then we're talking about our journey.
What was-
Jamal's
What was their journey then?
Yeah, I can talk about my journey if you want. Is that what you're
Jamal's
saying?
wanting to make music. He said in the car the other day,
Yes.
this is what I was here to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Oh, what'd you do?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yep.
there you go. There you go. Oh,
I think the Excelot's a bit
oh,
Hello. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch it. That seems
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
cool.
that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told myself every night. And
We'll
Jamal
have to
is,
sort that
so you've been working for the lounge, but before that, I mean, in your long, wise life that you've lived so
It's been
far.
a long one,
Yeah.
guys. It's been hard.
Yeah, let's do get to know our producer. Sorry, Tex, we did have you on, and
Yeah, you were great.
Fuck you.
No, you were great. We
Yeah.
obviously
just need to pay the bills.
he needed to work on Wednesdays. So
And
He made his
Jamal,
decision.
and we'll keep him involved in any way we possibly can because he's a fucking legend as well.
absolutely. But
Um,
Jamal, born in the Torres. Were you born in Torres Strait? Born here?
Nah, I'm not that fancy. I was born in Subiaco.
Nice.
Yeah. Born 2000, 18th of June.
That's so insane.
Yeah.
2000.
The Y2K crisis averted.
Yeah.
So he's another one of these people who don't remember September 11.
Yeah.
I remember. I planned it. I was there.
That blows my mind.
It blows buildings, too.
Like remember when Frankie was in and she wasn't even alive.
That's insane.
Yeah, you guys fucked it up for me because I'm born in a CCTV surveillance state, and I only get to learn about the times you could jack off in public and no reprehensions.
Oh, you still can. You just got to be particular.
Yeah, especially in England, they've got
Yeah.
it everywhere.
If you want
and
to do
it's
it,
cold.
you could just go to a traffic lights. Just hold a windscreen wiper and do whatever you want.
He's okay. He's
Yeah.
okay.
At that time, how did you
Mum woke me up and she said, "Wake up. There's going to be World War III." That was my alarm to wake up. Daniel, wake up. World War III. There's going to be World War III. And I was like,
Jeez.
what?
That's what my dad said.
I think
Made me scared me. I went to sleep. I
Because
needed to go to-
2001, I was year 8 or year 9.
Yeah, I think we were
Or
year
year
9. We were
Going
year
into
9.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going to school. We were friends with Osama.
Yeah.
We were.
What?
One of our mates' names was Osama.
His,
Oh,
his
that's
life
so cool.
changed that day.
Yeah, I bet.
Every
man.
Arabic person's life changed that
For
day.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So my mate Imad Arabi, shout out, still one of my good mates from when we were like fucking 9, 10 years old. His full name is Imad Arabi, IMAD-ARABI.
Cool.
It's
Took the eyes off and is mad Arab.
mad Arab.
So I at the start, I at the end. But we called them that in primary school. But then after that, shit got hectic, man.
Yeah, that would have been so the fear.
But I tell you, it was fun bashing them. It was good to have an excuse just to bash all my mates.
Just for old time's sake.
So sorry, man. You've tell us a little bit about our producer. Get to know young Jehmal.
Yeah, so pretty much born in Perth. Love music. I've been rapping my whole life. So since I could speak, I've enjoyed rap music. I started writing my own songs when I was about 13, 14. I remember being 13. I told my mom I wanted to be a rapper, and I wasn't really paying attention. I was always smart, but I never paid attention
I
in
want to
school.
be a famous rapper.
Yeah,
I was going to
yeah.
record and name it after
Well,
you.
I had the past, man. I had a criminal dad. He was an addict. It was
Really?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
for
know
sure.
this.
My dad was a meth addict. He was pretty
Yeah.
cool. He's like,
It was pretty cool.
dude, he was funny. He was the funniest cunt I've ever met, and I can't live up to it. It's fucked, dude.
What do you mean? Well, your mum and dad, is your dad still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's married again. I'm happy for him.
So he's
Whatever.
all sorted?
No, he's not. I mean, I think he's clean, but you can't trust people like
What, dads?
Dad's
Yeah.
a special. I mean, I've got
Yeah.
a personal bias against mine, but he's been clean, and then you know, it's hard.
A personal bias, of course.
Well-
So, go on, tell us what was funny. What was the funniest?
Dude, he thought a helicopter was a really big bird one time.
What do you
And he's
mean?
like, you fucking hear that? I was like, yeah, off the movies, man. He's like, they're looking for us. I was like, not you.
Oh, so like paranoid, man.
Yeah, nah, he actually wasn't that. He wasn't that bad. I'm doing it for the bit. It's a trauma. it's a trauma coping mechanism. He was one of the ones that, like, undid the TV, and you're always like, "What the fuck is this cunt doing?"
Yeah.
But he loved computers. He was a smart guy, but he did get in a lot of trouble. They had a folder on. They still have a folder on me for being his son. So I've actually never gotten in trouble with the law.
Nice.
But every time my friends have been pulled over, they've got a folder on me when they
Really?
run. Yeah, when they run my name, man, it's.
That's racist.
There was actually one time, and I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was smoking
Just jerking
weed.
off in public?
I was just jerking off in my mate's car. It was nothing. It's something that we do.
the helicocker.
Yeah. Is a car your property? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, he got pulled over. I was smoking a bit of weed, but I had none on me, and he was selling at the time, allegedly.
Allegedly,
And
obviously. This is for,
of course
for the stories.
This is reenacted for
Story purposes.
story purposes.
Yeah.
And yeah, he got caught with the weed and stuff, but they ended up sitting him down and telling him to stay away from me, which seems as a surprise, like knowing me. I'm such a pacifist, and I like to think I'm quite nice, but that's an honest story. And I remember him sitting down and saying like, dude, they're telling me I can't hang out with you and fucking this and that.
cops are being my
and I was like, oh,
parents.
it's just dad. You know what I mean? I shook the guy's hand. I was like, I understand where you come from, man.
Wow. How
But-
frustrating.
Dude, I've been in it. I don't seem it, but I've been in it. I've had quite a life.
Yeah.
I've had those Sons of Anarchy moments, man.
Do tell.
Proper.
Go on.
Okay. This is the one thing that I'll tell, because I have shook a killer's hand. I've been in a proper room with a man who's taken a life and had to show
you've
that
met George
sort
Bush?
of. Yeah, man. He's way more evil in person.
Yeah.
Just saying the N word with the hard R. Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Okay.
true. So yeah, I've done that. It's like that's nothing on me. That's just like
you know he was a killer because you just saw him do it, allegedly? or-
allegedly, and like certain family members I was with was in that sort of time, like in that space in that time, and there was money owed, and I knew what was going on behind the scenes. I was quite young, but yeah, I've been in that situation, and we were all drinking, man, and like it was crazy. I was getting the most drinks I've ever got given.
At what, 12?
Well, I just turned 18 at this
nice.
time. So that was just one that I just went back
yeah.
to. But there's been another time. I was younger. I was like 14. And I remember this. I went to my IGA. I'm not going to say where, but I went to my local IGA. I was a delinquent, as they would call, stealing Kit Kats, stacking them and shit.
Oh, that's where the folder
Yeah,
started.
man, that's where the folder started. They had me the whole time. And yeah, I remember this guy, this New Zealand lad, coming up to me, and he just shook my hand. I was 14, and he goes, "You're so and so's nephew," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah," and he goes, "Tell him I said hello," and it was the most sinister thing. I felt
shit.
so uncomfortable. Like, you know when energy's transferred. Nothing. It's all inferred. It's not really
tell him
a
I
Like,
said.
hello.
But it was
Hello?
more like tell him. It was more like tell him I know you're like you're his nephew
yeah.
sort of thing. And
Hey, G, you're
yeah,
thing's
man.
nephew, eh?
And the
Tell
thing,
him
I
said,
think about that.
Hello.
It doesn't sound as sinister when you put on like
know,
the
but
nice accent, but it was fucking crazy.
Tell him
And-
I said.
yeah, man. Mongrel mob type
Yeah,
shit.
tell him I
and
said hello.
No, it was like
This is all allegedly.
Have you seen?
Tell him I said.
No, have you seen?
Hey.
What is it called? Fucking Hangover 2 in Thailand.
Yeah.
Tell Chow I said hello.
Yeah. It's trying to get that.
Hello. No, hello. Hello. Get the fuck out. Get the
I think it's
Yeah.
really
So
important.
it's scary?
Bro, I mean, at the time, I was an ignorant kid, so I just think it's one of his friends.
So you went up to
But
your
as-
uncle and were like,
Yeah, I'm like, this guy said it. He's like, huh? I remember the situation
Yeah.
being really intense.
Yeah.
And it gets worse the older I get because the more you put things in place and this cunt obviously followed me from wherever I was because you know what I mean? So he was watching me from a distance, let me go in, wait till I got my stuff, come out
Shit.
and walked up to me calmly. So that means he also knew where I lived. Like, why would he be at the IGA? Stuff like that. I also do want to point out I had a very great childhood. Like, this was not what I was surrounded by all the time. My mom left my dad, and that was all like very clearly out the window by the time I was at least 10, you know?
yeah.
So, and my mom worked for government, so she's a very responsible person and has worked very hard to keep me away from that sort of. But I'm the first generation that skipped that.
Yeah.
So my brothers and sisters don't really understand what it's like being the awkward one where I can't really claim that. It's like, yeah, fuck, I'm a thug. I live that life, bro. Fucking what up? But I can be like, I was watching. It was a good show.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
Probably the best spot to be in
For sure.
is to experience it without being in it.
Yes, and that's why I love rap because that is a lot of. I mean, you're normalized to it because it's your life, obviously, but that is something that yields very good creative expression, and it actually allows a depth and an honesty that I can portray that not a lot of people have been through, and that's what I hope to do. But I'm way more artsy, so I don't just talk about that.
Yeah. Like I'll stab you, but I'll make a photo. I'll make a painting from your blood.
It's poetic, like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
you have to die for the story
That's
to
right.
make
Like
sense.
they should, man, I can't believe they didn't just try counselling first.
Yeah.
Like, why leap from,
I know.
just go to a counsellor, guys. Like, you don't have to kill yourselves. Jeez.
Yeah. Right. So
But then you went to TAFE to do music.
Yeah,
or
no,
tech?
I've got a uni degree, so it's a bachelor. So I'm actually quite lucky.
Same.
I got my bachelor. Yeah, by the time I was
I'm a bachelor, baby.
like 19.
yeah.
So that's pretty
Well,
interesting.
so uni for 2 years.
Yeah. So how they did it is they compressed the course into trimesters instead of semesters. So it's like double the workload
Nice.
and you get out earlier. And that's what I wanted anyway. I didn't want to do like 4 years of my life. I don't like educational institutions. I was ticking a box. So my mom had some element of comfort when I pursue a dream that is outlandish and out there. But it's going okay.
Yeah.
It's going okay.
well, that's led you like obviously your music is leading you places, but it's led you to here as well. Like
And
yes.
you get to
with it
see the
now-
best comedians and be paid for it at the lounge.
I know. I'm very
Which is
lucky.
sick.
I manifested that. I proper did. Oh no, the camera went out.
Oh, which one?
Is that the
Number
battery?
one, this one here.
Oh, the
Battery?
now the power
Oh,
cords
I
out of
wonder how long it was out.
No, it's not been long at all.
Okay, cool.
Maybe tell us about the water manifestation that you were telling me about last week. The glass of water.
Oh yeah, the
we wanna-
spinning. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do we want to just quickly pause or just keep going?
after our technical difficulties interrupted,
Yeah.
what were we talking about with
Just Jamal's.
Jamal's?
It went to compression session. Am I going to get a second-hand high here? Compression session.
Tobacco use only,
Oh, yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Wait,
Yeah. No, you don't even need alleged.
no.
Yeah.
But
you had your semester into trimesters and then got into Comedy Lounge and you manifested.
Yes.
And then we're going to do the water technique.
the spinning
Now,
technique,
for the water
man.
technique.
What is it?
It's a form of manifestation. I know that sounds fucked, but stay with me.
No, it doesn't.
So
They all buy in.
Yeah.
there's a guy I watch who what's his name? David Snyder is a professional hypnotist, an acupuncturist, and he's worked I checked his website and his credentials. You can pull it up. if you're actually interested in this guy. And he's very old on YouTube. He's been on YouTube since it started. And he puts out free lectures. So he does entire lectures on like hypnotherapy, acupuncture, face reading and stuff like that. But one, like literally an offspring. So this isn't his whole thing. It's not someone that's built and profited off this belief. This is just literally the least of what he talks about. Everything else is very scientific and very uniform and structured.
Whereas this is complete mumbo
This is fucking out of control, baby. This is the MCU for me.
Marvel Creative Universe?
Yes, it's like on that level.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Is that what
Very
MCU is?
Yes.
Yeah. Is
Yes.
that's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
it's
cool.
on the level.
I was wondering if it was a Marvel reference or like a term I haven't heard.
You know how people look up to Iron Man? I look up to this guy like he's Iron Man.
So he's like your Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's a way better example. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, long story short, this guy talks about this thing called spinning, and pretty much it's the idea of hypnotically having a rhythm of tapping, like,
It's a bit of
and
flow.
then exactly the flow state,
Yeah.
which is freestyle rap, but I'll get into that later. And pretty much in this tapping, you have 10 images that you have to cycle, and that's why it's called spinning. Now, these images are interpretations on the things that you want and an outcome that you want to manifest in your physical world. And the idea, it's like being a child and you make believe play. It's the idea of like pretending that stick is the gun, and a kid is so involved in the action that it is
Sounds
the
like
gun.
America's schools.
Yeah, man. Dude.
Yeah.
I love those guys. And so pretty much you think of the 10 things, and as is tapping, you spin and you go from one image to another. There doesn't have to be a particular order, but the idea is that all of these images have to associate with things that you want. Yeah. At the time, I was starting a rap event, which turned out to be a very successful thing. And that was obviously what I wanted to manifest. I'm putting on another show soon, so that's a little plug to that. Cool. All systematically organized, baby.
I entered the freestyle battles. I came second.
You should have won. You should have won. Crowds, art, man. They don't know.
No, asthmatic. I didn't.
As great.
He's a nice guy. I felt bad battling. Legit felt horrible trying to be mean. Yeah. So you wanted to manifest your wraparound?
Yeah. I wanted to manifest this event, particularly where it was held and being on stage. And pretty much I wanted to perform at Bar One. It was actually the thing. I wanted to headline there. And at the time I didn't have, like, the event was successful, but it was rather small. And I just remembered cycling that image so much. And then I got it perfectly to how it played out. Like almost, it's like 87% like what I saw the image was, and then it just like manifested and incarnated in front of me. And whether that is just like, I've thought about it so much, I have belief in this now, so I'm going to do everything to do it, is separate to the outcome, which actually is I did this technique and it worked. And this technique has worked many times. So even if it is just a placebo, the idea of it being stage 1 to the process of physically being there in stage 10 or whatever is really interesting to me.
I think it has legitimacy. Literally just thinking about what you want to do and seeing it so it's so real that you make it real. Obviously, we've seen the clip where Unfulfilled manifests it was a little bit different, but putting that 10 image thing in when you know, right, this, I had my African mate go, he messaged me, he's like, Delves, man, come on, we're not Unfulfilled, but, you know, we don't all need wells. But like having that 10 image thing is putting into your brain, this is what I need to do, this is where I need to be. You make it real and then you turn it into something real.
And you live it.
Yeah.
The thing with spinning, and the thing that was very interesting, is you get a glass of water in front of you when you do it, and the idea is that all this intention and all this energy is supposed to transfer into the water, and you drink it and ingest it. It's very ritualistic.
A little mummy finger in there.
Oh, the best, man. And it's funny because it plays into the childlike sense that you get from it anyway. Sorry, I get choked up. It gets me so emotional. And so I'm a skeptic, right, at heart. I don't just faithfully believe in things, not even myself, man. And I got another glass of water and I put it in a separate room. Now, David says that when you do it, he's like, tell me that glass of water doesn't taste better. So I was so intrigued. So I put the other glass in and I took a sip of this water and I was like,
Of the spun water?
Of the spun water. Yeah. And I was like, fucking no way, bro. This tastes good. This tastes like when you filtered rainwater, like how it has that different tang.
Yeah.
Almost like it didn't have the metal from the tap.
Or the metal from the children's hospital.
Yeah, just shit like that.
Yeah.
And
in Midland.
So then I went to the other water and I had a drink and I was like, this is terrible compared to this water. And I tasted it again and it's weird, but it worked, man.
And if somebody wants to do this, they jump on YouTube and look up
David Snyder spinning.
David Snyder spinning.
Yeah, it doesn't come up with an
So,
term.
so basically, you
on each tap,
Yep.
yeah, there's a new image. So let's say you want to manifest a movie.
You have an image
You've got your 10 images.
in your head.
Yeah. Or do you want an authentic image in your head? So yours might be Wolfie being the lead role, camera crew, setting.
Do I need
flood specialist?
Yeah.
Alan Roberts.
But do I need a set on a picture so I can?
No. The idea is to live it. So like
having 10 images cycling over and over, I'd forget the order and I'd forget.
That's okay because that means you.
I
don't
believe
want
that after I skip with the lines.
If you forget the image, so like 10, I'm just saying 10. Like you say 10 because you want to think of all these things that you want, and then the funny thing about it is when you're in it, you can't remember all 10, let alone in order or keep an order. But you notice that the ones that you're cycling are actually the ones that you want. Everyone thinks they want something, and that's why you get things and then realize you don't want them, in my belief. But there are true things that you want, like true desires, affinities to your soul, that it's like, fucking, I know I was put here to have this.
Gobbies.
Yes. And if that honestly is, do it.
Yeah.
It's one life, man.
Yeah. No, I agree. 100%.
I really like that.
I knew you were going to love that, Bridge.
What's so funny, right, is everyone has the experience of like, oh, I haven't seen that person in a long time. And then you see him down at the shops.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just happen once in your life. Like if you're honest with yourself, it happens in many different other ways.
Heaps.
You go, I was fucking thinking about that. And then the only result, like the only thing against that is like now that your brain's open to that stimuli, like I want this car. And now that you have that car, you're open to seeing the other cars. But I think that's weaker when you extrapolate that out to your whole life. Like what you're that dumb that you can't do that the whole time. I don't know. It's plausible, but
from my learnings, when you're like, oh, I haven't seen this person for a while, and then you see it, that's part manifestation, but also part whatever your direction in life is. They've got a message because you might not see this person for 3 years, then you'll see them 3 times in a week. And it's because you're supposed to receive some form of message or something from them. But that happens so much. Like, I've never heard of the word glaucus before, right? I just looked up for my quiz questions. I looked up funny coloured names, and glaucus was one that stood out. I was like, right, what colour is glaucus? Shade of yellow or shade of blue? In the quiz on the next day in the West Australian, the quiz question, number 10, what colour is glaucus? And I've gone completely, I've never fucking heard this word before. I chose it, and then the very next day, it's in the quiz paper. Like, little things like that, where you've never heard of something, then you hear it 3 times in a day. It's not because you're more aware to it. It's because whatever's happened.
Because you would be aware hearing that word because
100%.
It's like so against the grain.
Yeah.
That you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I've never heard of something before, let's say 3 years ago, if I'd never heard the word glaucus, when I see it again, I'd be like, oh, I heard that ages ago. I didn't know what it was.
But that's the reticular activating system that we've talked about.
That's where I disagree with that.
You don't think it is?
I think that's part of it, but I also think that there's something more than just...
you think there's something more?
Yeah, 100%.
Because the scientific explanation for that would be it's the reticular activating system in your brain. You want to see a red car.
Yeah.
Let's see the red car.
I was thinking of Max Shane.
Fuck off, and there he pops in.
And here he is.
There he is.
Yo.
Yo.
What up, G?
I just said yo, the whitest just yo. Oh,
so,
good.
Max Shane just walked in. It's on my jumper there, the little knob. Grab my little knob. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember where we were going with that. But, I've started to see... We're talking about manifestation and attracting stuff that what's been going on. So someone shared me this message, and it said that you're now in a point of which your life's going to regress back to the point of innocence, and you're going to turn into this
dementia.
dementia. But you're going to turn into this like a state of innocence and a state of
Dimension button.
exactly. Good.
Like Shane comes in.
Through the heaters.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, okay, I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. And then slowly things have started, like I've noticed a legitimate reversal in my life, in everything. So it started with the marriage going backwards. It started with the business from there going backwards. I've even got to a point now where the ute that I have outside is identical to the ute that I used to have 10 years ago that I sold to get to the next car, but that next car is gone. It's like I've gone back and I've gone back to
the birth process, back to the uterus.
It's legitimately started to go backwards.
Went from silk boxes to diapers.
Mate, everything. I've started playing footy again.
Yeah.
Everything. I've gone back.
Fuck.
I
don't go too far
now,
back. You'll be a cum shot.
Now, I don't know. Now, the person that sent me this message said this is a good thing. This is your aggression back to innocence, back to the true essence of what you want to be in life, and you will then attain all what you want.
Yeah,
For sure.
But am I doing the reticular activating system and noticing points in which, that was the ute I used to have. I'm going to go drive that one now. Like, am I doing it that way? Or is it legitimately I have started to regress back to the point in which I will then reach
everyone that's at the traffic lights cleaning your windscreen is just regressing.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not going backwards in life in regards to my economic position.
You're just resetting.
It's like I got to a certain point. It's like expansion and retraction. That's how it's feeling as well. Contraction.
What's crazy about that is there can and obviously is an element of the subconscious brain taking in that message and a form of NLP from her behalf of saying you will or whatever, placing an intention.
You
right?
said,
no, I didn't. I said a person.
I had the intuition that it was a woman.
I thought it was her
And
as well. I have a feeling I know who it is.
Okay.
But so she has at a certain level an effect and therefore a responsibility in what she says to you, right? The things that you say to people can change their life. And in a way, completely, that is her doing. But you have a conscious bias to it, which means that there's an element of want. And I think if there's an element of want, like true desire, your true affinity on wanting to do, that's the purest thing, you know, especially if it doesn't affect other people. You can do pure things and affect other people, but the ones that don't negatively affect anyone else and are just for you, they're like the truest forms of the soul, in my opinion. If you're not going to think about it spiritually and just take it from an archetypical conceptual basis, but that is, right, her and her part and your part in it still is, and therefore it becomes paradoxical of predestination and free will, right? Because at some way, if you chose to talk to her, there was a butterfly effect of you even knowing this person, what's going on in your life, to why you were even in that context to speak to her, why she felt the need to even give you that advice, and I don't know any of that, but you only know that, and therefore you can only see the patterns at
It's
play.
also brought people back into my life that I hadn't seen, and they're slowly going back, and it
was a horoscope phone line.
Was it?
It's just,
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually part of a different timeline. And I've just warped in here to collect something, and now I'm on the podcast.
He was part of the MCU. Now he's part of the DC.
Yeah. Oh, MC.
The Max Shane universe. MC universe.
Yeah, but that's. I don't know if that's weird, but that's how it just feels that way. That I've like just noticed. Oh, you were right. Like I actually am, or am I actually, because she said that, I've started doing that.
Doing it. Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
Depends how much how much weight that
It's both.
Depends how much importance and weight you put on her opinion as well.
Yeah, good. High weight. Yep.
Yeah.
High weight?
Yeah. Mate, that's fucking my scales, bro.
Now, lads, I've dropped 2 zingers, and now I've got to go. I've got to go get ready for this
Good
gig.
luck.
So
It's going to be
peace out.
so good, man. Enjoy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We'll get you back on as well.
And we'll be at Who's Rhyme. We'll be on a bus tomorrow at Danny Decker's Diner.
Oh, yeah.
On the Burswood Park foreshore. First one we've done 30. Burswood? Thursday at Thurswood Park. We've done 36 for the first sitting, I think. No, or 32 out of 44. The second one we got 6. So
Next time you're on, I'm rap battling you,
yeah.
and I'll win. You know why? Because people will understand my
brother.
slow rapping. Benjamin Button.
Fuck yeah.
See
you, mate.
This
So
will be fun.
this is going out, Thursday, 7th of July. Who's Rhyme on a bus, so it should be sick. The bus doesn't move. It overlooks the foreshore, and you're on the top level. They got a kitchen downstairs, and we're doing a show up there, so it should be...
That's fucking sick.
Should be cool.
Yeah.
And then $35 will get you any burger on the menu. And unfortunately for the Patreon, we can't organise any tickets through that because it's in conjunction with the owner. But while we're on it,
We'll talk about that in pre-roll.
Yeah. While we're on it, we'll talk about it in pre-roll.
Yeah.
Cool. I've just decided if you do want to hear more about how I'll be going, go have a listen to Moral of the Story podcast.
Yeah, 100%. It was good. It was really good.
It's gets into it.
You need your phone, Mac.
Yeah. He just regressed to having no phone.
Yeah. The regression thing, that's the first time I've told anyone about that.
Yeah, okay.
I've just noticed it of late, and it's been interesting. And trying to figure out, because I'm an analytical person. I don't just assume, she was right. I also go, is it the reticular activating thing? I'm just starting to see the opportunity to regress back to the thing and then take those opportunities.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
What interests me, humans are so different. We've fought, we've killed each other, we've loved each other over different ways of thought. The one unanimous thing that every person on this planet agrees with is what's your thoughts, right? There's not a single person or religion.
Watch your thoughts.
Yeah, watch your thoughts. Whether that's like your thoughts are bad or what you want will come and God will give you this if you practice this habit. It's all encompassed into you are what you think about, right? You are what you think about yourself. Your environment is what you think of it. That's how people in slums can be happy with their family, and then we can sit here and complain.
I love how allegedly the weeds come out and we've gone hell deep all of a sudden.
Oh, it smells. Allegedly, it smells delicious as well. That's another thing I've decided to do, and I think I told you that. I'm trying to just sober up, just try and clear my mind because I feel like I've been wandering aimlessly. But now that I feel like I have a goal, I'm going to go back to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, yes, I've reached that point where I realize I've got the goal. Now I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I was blaming alcohol and weed for any
Never blame alcohol and weed for your problems.
for any form.
We all know that is the solution.
This like lucid, aimless feeling sensation that I had. So I stopped.
Got to watch your thoughts, bruh. Keep them. It's so weird, but what is positive? What is negative, man? Fuck, I sound like a hippie now, but what is a positive thought? What's a negative thought? I know some things are negative, but like, you don't really. The other thing that has been weighing on my mind lately is limitations on yourself, putting rules on yourself. Like I've put weight back on. I'm up to I think 87 kegs. Where I got down after the fast, I got down to 78, and I was about 83.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm enjoying this food. Then I'm like, oh, don't. You're gonna have to fast, or like, fuck.
What is it about that? Because it's winter, hey?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's winter?
I don't know. I know that I haven't been as active as I should be. So I haven't been doing F45. I'm doing indoor cricket with you, which is like a good workout.
That was good fun last night, hey?
Yeah, it's a good
You
workout.
did well.
Thanks, man.
Wicket keeper. You should have seen him fucking keeping. It was incredible. Just jump out of the way, but then like get the ball off the net and then jump and reach. And
yeah, it's fucked though, because standing, those balls are zinging. I didn't want to manifest it. I'm super aware of manifestation. All I could see was the ball fucking flicking off the bat, hit me in the head.
It's happened before to me.
So I'm like, I'm like, get out of my thoughts. Don't manifest that. So I was putting myself in positions where that couldn't happen.
Yeah.
But fuck that, the fact, if the ball was just coming down without a batter, that's all right. I don't know how Buddha did it, like at a international level. But if it comes and flicks off the bat and you're not quick enough, which I've realized the older I get, it's so true, your reaction speed decreases.
Yeah.
If I'm not quick enough, I got fucking 12 grand of veneers in my fucking face.
So,
and I'm going to Bali on Tuesday. I don't want to be.
The ball never goes like that. Like what you're thinking. Yeah. It never goes like that.
Well, next week I'll stand.
It goes up, forward, or it's a
down.
Like it just it just schnicks.
Yeah.
It's just a schnick.
Yeah.
So you never get what you're anticipating. Yeah. And that's where keepers realise, that never happens.
Yeah, right.
It just does not happen. And then there's other keepers who they wear their helmets when they're with a cricket ball.
But fuck, my hands are still fucked. Like the cricket balls hit you at speed.
Mate.
They bruise, man.
Yeah, my hands are really sore from last night. I took like 5 or 6 catches last night, and I reckon 4 of them were not in the center of the hands. They were in awkward positions on my hands, like on the ball of it. Like, look at that. That's a bruise there.
I got gristle. It's like
There's a bruise on the palm of my
sound
hand.
effects so much.
I just seen that. That's a bruise on the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
From the catch.
Right.
Didn't bat very well.
I'm averaging 23 in the last 3 weeks.
In batting?
30, 36, and 17. That's about a 23 average.
In batting?
Yeah.
Or do you mean total?
Just batting, not
yeah.
total. Because my bowling's a bit off.
Yeah.
66 plus 17, 70, 83 divided by 3. So that's, 20.
I've been annoyed
21.
by my bowling because it's been really good and I've still been going for 20, 25 runs.
Because you always get the last bowl, which is worth double.
I fucked up that last Super Bowl at last week, and I just didn't realise it was, and I tried to bowl a
23.3.
shitty one on 6 over my head.
I was right on there. Anyway, Jehmal,
You
cricket.
just did that in your head, but
I loved cricket in school.
did you?
Yeah. I loved all sport in school.
Yeah.
Squirrely played yesterday
True.
Yeah.
and was really
It's
good.
Yeah,
Sick.
real good. Good bowling technique.
I started writing up
fielder.
I'm writing up his contract as we speak.
Yeah.
Lock him in.
Do you guys have a team?
Yeah, I got an indoor
Branches. I
cricket
just started filling in.
team, and
Permanently.
all the West Perth boys used to play, so we were actually really good.
You should do a Patreon thing where someone pays to be on the team.
Yeah, well, they can just pay and fill in.
fucking
No, one
Genius,
of
Jehmal.
our Patreons was going to play for us last week, Matt Ingham,
Yeah.
who came to my birthday. He got to meet Alan Roberts. Do you know what he did? He just walked up to Alan Roberts at my birthday and just went, "Tell me a yarn."
Tell me a yarn.
Tell me a yarn. And that story, we'll just tease this story, but there's a story that Al told us on the beers. Did he tell you the story?
About how you fucked your cousin?
No, that was funny, but we can't give context to that.
Yeah.
But it's not. I'm not a cousin fucker. It's just a funny
He
story.
fucks every cousin on every branch on his family tree.
But
Bazinga.
no, Alan Roberts is also a helicopter pilot. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
tell this story next time he's on.
Yeah.
Because he had a helicopter crash.
I wouldn't be surprised
With
if he
people-
told me it was on Operation Desert Storm. I mean, of course, that was the con.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt Ingham, a Patreon, decided to come.
Yeah, it's
and
good.
He,
Al couldn't remember one of the girls' names that was there.
Oh
He had
yeah,
it saved in his phone just as N. So I was like, I'm not drunk enough, but Branchy is.
yeah. So I
Just
walked,
go up
Hey,
to
what's
her and
your
go,
name?
Hey, I'm Branchy. What's your name? And do the solid. And he got it. I won't say
That's
what it
good.
is.
I wasn't drunk. Wasn't drunk at all.
You were hammered.
No, I was not. I wasn't drunk at all. I was
blazed.
blazed.
Yes.
I was.
We went to Hippie Club after that.
Oh
It was
yeah, I
good.
seen you.
Yeah, you
I
did.
seen you.
You were loitering outside my work. Of course you saw me.
Jehmal works at the brothel.
in an alleyway. Just as yeah, that was funny.
Mate, Hippie was going off. It's back. It was
Yeah,
back.
Hippie was great for the 15 minutes I was there. I just knew I was waking up to my daughter at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I wanted it. I wanted my daughter to be there on my birthday.
Of course.
So. It was the catch-22. I'm going out. I've got a babysitter, but I wanted to be there in the morning when I wake up. So it was a 5:30. Hey, Daddy. Oh, I've only got home
That's
3 hours
good.
ago.
You balanced all of the pleasure with responsibility.
Yeah, I had a beautiful day with her.
I watched
She's improved immensely lately as well. I don't know if I've talked about like any setbacks or whatever she's been having, but she's developed
Amazing.
so well recently. She's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
Watched
before
Top Gun last night.
Good.
Have you seen it yet?
Number one or number
Two.
two? I don't remember number one, so people will be in shock by that, I guess.
I only
But-
watched number one the other
So
week.
number one, like I've seen when I was younger, but I don't really remember it.
No, watch that again because
Yeah.
it's what they say is true. It's probably the perfect sequel.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
like it's pretty flawless.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because sequels are generally
Yeah.
they don't live up to it.
No, it's on par. It's,
Wow,
It's
okay.
It's the perfect blend.
Okay,
of
so
old
I'll
and new.
rewatch Top Gun 1 so
Yeah.
I remember everything. Because
Yeah.
literally, it's a fucking, I would have been 5,
Yeah.
6, 7 years old when I watched it. I don't remember. And then, Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's a good storyline.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Did you watch the end of that?
Yeah.
Um,
If you haven't listened yet,
we won't spoil anything,
The
but
last
2
two.
years?
Yeah, 2024.
2024.
Well, we did have the Squid Games going on before. That's not out till 2024.
He was a cool guy.
Yeah. But so Strange Things, it fucking takes ages. Well, if you want to make movies, man, it's 2 years.
Yeah, well, and
So-
this is what I understand the idea. Like, imagine filming, well, the way that they film, what are they, like hour and a half episodes?
Yeah.
That's a movie. And it usually takes a year or so to make a movie by itself that goes for an hour and a half. So if you're making hour and a half, big budget, like superimposed and special effects and stuff, that'd be huge. And they're making like 9 of them, and the last one's 2 hours long.
And The Boys season 3 is fucking out. Last episode's coming up.
You've been raving about that, eh?
I love The Boys.
The Boys.
Apparently it is really good.
It's fucking good, but they got to rename it The People to be PC. So,
Really?
No, not really. But it's it's great.
He had to ask that though. That he acted. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
He believed
I
you.
believed it.
You know, I
did.
feel fucking just to end like we're at towards the end. I feel we're running out of juice here, but like I've been thinking lately, man. Like the woke politics are making me feel ashamed of being a man.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I can't go, because I'm a man, or I can't be like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a positive or a negative, but I'm hyper aware now, and because of things that have happened to me in the past. But I'm hyper aware. Even when I go, ladies and gents, I don't know if there's another way to say, ladies and gents. I know there is, but I'm like, surely if you identify differently, you just accept that as part of. Part of like just a general welcome, like g'day, or g'day, how you going? People don't really want to know how you going. It's just like this is what we say. Don't take anything deeper into it. But even like just going, oh yeah, that's what boys do, or yeah, look at that bloke. I'm like, why am I ashamed, man?
I'm quite fine with this whole like
It's had the reverse effect.
I'm quite fine with this concept of like, don't pressure a guy into being manly and don't pressure a woman.
That's all good.
But we also have to celebrate the differences between masculine and feminine because it's beautiful. The traits and qualities they're both part of a much grander structure that creates society. I mean, I'm not saying that the other genders and people who identify with whatever are damaging that brand, but I think that we do have to celebrate the differences between men and women. And being a masculine sort of person is nothing to be ashamed of, and I don't think it ever should be. And it does feel like you're being. I feel like I'm being, and that probably sounds very rich coming from men of privilege, and that that's always thrown in our face. But like. It does feel like we can't even be proud of being a man. Just like, I think a woman should be proud of being a woman, or a transgender person should be proud of being transgender. I'm not judging anyone. I just think
it's
judging
weird
a man
that
for being.
It's gone so far the other way where I feel like uncomfortable or ashamed of.
Now, for me, I don't let it affect me. I don't let that judgment affect me in any way. I still act as I think I should, and I'm just a normal person trying to be kind, and I understand that I make mistakes, and sometimes what I might say might offend people, but at the end of the day, like, being a man is something that I'm proud of, and for me to say that can be offensive to some people, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, how come some people are allowed to be proud and others aren't? Like, but proud is not even the right word, man. It's just like, you should be just cool with who you are.
That's exactly. Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Anyway,
I think that's the thing.
I think I'm getting a second-hand high.
I think that's the thing I'll definitely focus on teaching my daughter. Be comfortable with yourself, because I feel like long-term those sorts of things like bullying and I guess judgment is if you're comfortable with who you are as a person and you're within your own skin, it doesn't matter what sort of bullying happens and what anyone says about you if you're confident and comfortable with what you are.
Ironically, that was the underlying message of Top Gun Maverick. Go check it out. No. So I reckon...
But that's good. That's a good way to finish it. We're men and we're proud.
We're not proud boys, though, because that's a whole
toxic masculinity.
It's a whole different movement.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers for chatting.
Cheers,
and
Jehmal.
Mate,
Thank you for having me
feel
on.
like you can't chime in when you're just in that seat over there, because
It's okay, I don't feel that way, don't worry.
I feel like you definitely articulate things a lot more fluently than what me and Delby can do sometimes. So.
My words have been getting real jumbled lately.
Do you think I'm influencing you? Because I've been really bad lately.
You're regressing me, bro.
I've been really bad lately. I've never been really that great with the way I articulate, but I've been getting very bad.
Yeah, I need to
which is another reason why I stopped drinking and
I need to
and
check myself and get rid of the wannarooness. I can type and articulate myself really well when I type and write.
Yeah.
But when I speak,
which is strange to me because you're very fast with the way your brain works.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just one of those weird. I think it's been where I've come from growing up. and how I've had to articulate myself is not speaking. You should have heard me when I was a kid, bro. If I can find the VCRs.
I did hear you when you were a kid.
I didn't know I was on. I had a little English accent. I was like, I didn't know I was on camera. I fucking Scud bash
don't
myself. I regress and bash the fuck out of myself.
I don't remember that guy.
Bro, horrific. Like when I was like 6 or 7, I've got home videos. I'm like full proper.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah.
Anything to plug, Jehmal?
Yes, I'm dropping an album soon. It's in recording stages. The songs are nearly done.
Sick.
Sorry, you just caught me when I was having a bite of my
Sorry.
sandwich.
It's called Tell Them I Said Hello.
Yeah, so got an album coming out. Wrap around the next show happening soon, so look out for that.
You got a name for the album? Or not sure?
Regression.
I'm jumbling between two names, but
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a perfectionist. It has to all be done, and look out for it.
And if the people want to follow you,
Streamme.music. me.music.
So
and then
it's stream.
So it's
me
double
music.
M as well in the stream, hey?
Yeah, so stream and then me.music.
Cool. That's Insta. Plug. We've got Who's Rhyme. I got Teacher Comedy Night on the 8th. I'll actually set up a Patreon special for that because I've got a few tickets left, which is unheard of. So I'll chuck a little Patreon special on.
Cool.
So Patreons, have a look on the Patreon site.
Good lineup as well, eh?
Yeah, me, Pinder, Buddha's going to come jump up. Who's Rhyme?
Oh, another lot of
And-
straight white males, mate.
Yep. And Fabian Woods was meant to be on, but I haven't heard from him, so I don't think he's going to be on. Mick Gledhill.
Okay.
So
That's cool. That's good little, that's fun.
Yeah. Then the next show, Janelle Koenig's going to headline, and Cam McLaren's going to do a big dumb game show with teachers. I think that'll be really funny.
Oh,
Because I
cool.
was going to do just a quiz with the teachers.
Is that next week or is that
so
the
no,
next?
so the next one,
school
which is
holidays?
September 28th.
Okay, cool.
And then Stranger Things quiz on Monday. If you want to do that, it's out there, Alford. So I've got to finish writing that. And everything else will be in pre-roll.
Cool.
What do you got? You got a movie to make?
Yeah, got a movie to make and keep an eye out for that. I'm hosting Delby's quiz tonight, office quiz. So see you there tonight. You guys listen next week anyway. But,
Cool.
yeah.
So yeah, if you want to join the Patreon, if you don't know what we're talking about, Hard Yarns podcast Instagram has a link to the Patreon.
No, not at
at
the
the
moment.
moment.
It's got a link to our tickets to our show.
So go to patreon.com/the Hard Yarns podcast.
That's it.
And you'll see what it's all about. Basically, if you join up, you get free merch, and you'll also get like a free ticket to which we're going to talk about in the pre-roll.
In the pre-roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You would have heard it already.
yeah, and we're doing Benjamin Button full regression to the start of the podcast now.
Now.
Well, firstly, thank you for watching and thank you for having me.
Yeah. Firstly or lastly?
Let's get hard.
Let's
and then
get
it's
hard,
a
and then
regression.
we're